Hello and welcome to the first in the series of my little short documentation of my journey to the last one standing, which is going to be a race that's held in the 23rd of July down in Blair Atholl. And I just wanted to kind of introduce what this little mini series is going to be about. So I'm going to try and speak to lots of different people over the next few weeks. Something about my coaching towards the day itself, people have had experience of running the races before, and some hints and tips on what I can look out for in the day. Maybe a little bit of a personal blog myself to kind of let you know what kind of things I've been up to and how my training's been going. I'll also maybe try and get a nutritionist on so I can speak to them. So yeah, I don't really know how it's going to shape out, but I'm starting today by just introducing it. So what the biggest thing with the backyard ultra, for those that don't know, is backyard ultra is a form of ultra marathon where competitors must consecutively run the distance of 6,706 meters or 4.167 miles in less than an hour. When each lap is completed, the remaining time within the hour is typically used to recover for the next hour's race. So what that means is everyone starts at the same time and they need to finish before the hour is up. And as soon as the hour is up, the people that are on the start line for the next hour are the competitors that keep on going. So exactly 1 hour after backyard ultra's first starting time, the competitors run the next 6,706 meters within the 1 hour window. The distance loops are repeated hourly and the documentation is done in yards. So how 1 hour is 1 yard basically. The distance that the runners race each hour is set at 100 miles divided by 24. So that's why the course is 6,705 meters, 0.6 at the end. But what my goal for the day is to try and cover 24 hours, and that would give me 100 miles. So that would give me one of my biggest goals that I'd really like to achieve for turning 40 this year. If no competitor manages more than one lap than others, then all the athletes are DNF, so did not finish, so there's no winner. So basically, if there's two people left and they both fail to complete the last lap, everyone's a DNA. But if there's two people left and one person drops out, then the last person has to complete one last lap on its own. So some of the numbers are about it just now. So the longest distance recorded by a competitor in any of the backyards ultra was 90 laps and 90 hours, which was 603.5 kilometers or 375 miles, and that was by a Belgian, Markian Gertz, and that was done at the Race of the Champions backyard in May 2022, so just recently. The second place person completed the 89 laps, and that was a guy from Ireland called Keith Russell. So the longest distance recorded by a female competitor in a backyard ultra is 68 laps, and that was by Courtney DeWalter at the Big Backyard Ultra in October 2020. Gulmeen Kalmates has completed the most 200 plus mile finishes at 3, while Peter Cromley holds the record for the most 100 plus mile finishes at 7. 4 at 100, 2 at 150, and 1 at 200. So some really nice numbers coming out of what's going on with the relatively new distance. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. Bit apprehensive, don't really know what to expect. When you break it down, you're running probably a marathon distance in about 6 hours. So it's 6 hour marathon. And then your 50 miles is going to be around about the 12 hours. And then you're going to go for maybe the third marathon or just under a third marathon in 18 hours. And then your last marathon or your last distance up to 100 is going to be in the last 24. So the point with this here is not to think about it as a time goal, as in just doing 24 hours, or a distance goal. You've just got to go until you can't go anymore. And one of the thoughts in my head is I want to be timed out rather than stop. So rather than get to 100 and just say that's enough for me, I kind of want to get to 100 and try for 106 or 104, sorry, and then go for lap 25, then lap 26, and just get to the point where either my body wants to stop or I feel like I need to stop for safety reasons or such. The main reason for that is just did the 12-hour ultra recently. Really good, really enjoyed it. Got to the end and I covered 102 kilometers. So roughly about, I think it's about 62 to 63 miles. In my head, I'm thinking, could I have ran another 37 miles? Probably not with the mindset of the pace I was going at, but having that 4 miles on the hour every hour is kind of the different setup. So not really sure how I'm going to go about it or how I'm going to do it, but I'm quite excited about just entering the format and learning a lot from it. So yeah, that's going to be July. It starts at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So your first 12 hours up to midnight, and then your second 12 hours would be obviously through to midday the next day. Again, need to stop thinking about it as a 24-hour race. I need to think about it as it's going to be everything that I can do to keep going for as long as possible. So over the next few weeks, I'll probably speak to my coach. I'll speak to different people who have completed these runs before, what kind of things I need to think about. So if you're interested in doing one of these races, be sure to follow, subscribe, and listen out for the videos. And hopefully we can together achieve your goals. Thanks very much. Appreciate the time. See you soon.